Hey guys, Jason Grubb here, and I'm going to share with you 3 tips for 3 movements that are not super common, but that we'll often see in competitions, sometimes in your box, and definitely with some Boulder athlete programming. Movement number 1, the sandbag. Basically anything you're going to do with a sandbag, whether you're holding it, doing squats, doing lunges, sandbag cleans, whatever. I want to teach you how to pick up the sandbag the right way. Tip number 1, tip the sandbag over. So whether you're in competition or this is just set like this in your gym, before you pick it up, roll it on its side. You want the cylinder to be on its side. It's gonna make it a lot easier to pick up. Tip number 2, don't just jam both hands under it and not get a good grip on it. Tilt it one way, get your hand under there, tilt it the other way, get your other hand under, and then lift it. That's gonna help you get such a better grip under the sandbag. Tip number 3, get it to your knees and then solidify your grip on the sandbag, just like this. Right there, get that grip on there. Now I'm good to go. I'm doing a sandbag hold. I could squat, I could lunge, whatever I want to do from here. I could walk, then I could do a sandbag clean with some momentum. So now let's put it all together. We're gonna tip it over, then we're gonna roll it on each hand, get it to our knees, pick it up, and then carry it to the garage so I can talk about the next movement. Tip it over, lift it up, roll, up to the knees, get my grip. Let's go in the garage.
Right here.
Bonus tip. When you're doing a sandbag walk or a sandbag hold, squeeze super tight here and keep your back as straight as possible. Don't do anything like this, it's no good. Here's what that looks like. Roll, under, to my knees. Here's my sandbag hold. Here's how I'm gonna walk as well. Not here. Don't do this. Hanging out right here. In training, this isn't doing anything for you. Right here, I'm working my lower back, my glutes, and it's just a much more stable position. Movement number 2, using a heavy rope for double unders. It's a really great training tool, and we see it in competition as well. Quick tip number 0, like the pre-tip for this, is to make sure it's sized right. So you want to step on it with 1 foot and just the rope only. You want it to come up about 3 inches below the bottom of your sternum here. About 3 inches or 3 fingers. This one's just a teeny bit long, but it's just about right. 3 fingers from there. That's what you're looking for. Tip number 1, you want that grip to be right at your side, just like this. I like to think about it like a clean grip versus a snatch grip. If you're holding a barbell, here's your clean grip, here's your snatch grip. Think about the clean grip as you hold it. I show you some single unders with a nice clean grip. I didn't make that up myself. That comes from David Newman, founder of RX Smart Gear. That's his tip, and that's just one that stuck with me that I wanted to share with you. Tip number 2, treat this as if it's a light rope. That's the speed we want to go for. That's the jumping height we want to go for. We don't want to become inefficient with huge, out-of-control jumps like a hyena or a kangaroo. Hyenas jump. They seem rascally. They seem a little bit out of control. It's just like your standard double under. It's really simple, just a regular double under, this high off the ground, not this. Woo-hoo. I can only demo one of those at a time. The high knees getting out of control is not efficient in any way. Treat it like a normal double under, relax those shoulders, let the rope do the work. Tip number 3, start with the double under. Why start with a single? It just messes things up. Take a deep breath, set up, go right into it. I know the tips, and I know that I get a little bit of a snatch grip on my double unders, but I'm working on it. I'm talking about what's the most efficient way? Clean grip. I'm working on it just like everyone else. Bonus tip. Let's say you have like 50 heavy double unders to do, whether in training or in competition, and you normally do sets of 10. Maybe that's just kind of the limit you have in your head, but let's say you get momentum and you're like, wow, I'm at 10, and I'm going, I'm at 20. Oh my goodness. You know what? Just ride that momentum. When you find yourself in a groove with this rope, man, it just gets easier and easier. You found that rhythm, you found it, just hang on to it. And of course, if you need to break it up to like not cross your threshold, your red line or something like that, that's fair. If you find yourself having momentum with this rope, let it ride. That's a good set. Real talk, I actually just finished recording this video, but I did a workout and then I did this video and I am very thirsty. And I realized that I was in such a hurry this afternoon to get my workout in that I forgot to drink Element beforehand, but that's okay. I know that I want to have a certain amount of electrolytes in my life every day. Sodium, potassium, magnesium, and oftentimes for me, that's 2 Element packets a day. 1 before my first workout, 1 before my second training session. On rest days, recovery days, it's often 2 packets at different times in the day. That helps me keep my my electrolytes topped off at all times. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mix up some water with a full element packet right now. Electrolytes facilitate hundreds of functions in the body, including the conduction of nerve impulses, hormone regulation, nutrient absorption, and fluid balance. And Element can help prevent and eliminate headaches, muscle cramps, fatigue, sleepiness, and other common symptoms of electrolyte deficiency. Right now, Element is offering my listeners a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 single-serving packets free with any Element order. This is a great way to try all 8 flavors or share Element with a salty friend. Get yours at drinkelement.com/Jason Grubb. You must go to drinklmnt.com/Jason Grubb. Movement number 3, the pistol squat or the single leg squat. This movement has been trouble for me for years, and I finally really started to dial it in before the CrossFit Games this year, about 10 weeks before the games, and it's come a long way. It's by far not perfect, but I can do pistol squats now. You want me to do pistol squats? I can do them. Give them to me in training, in a workout, in competition. I'm ready. Quick bonus tip. Get warm before you do pistol squats unless you're like some sort of genetic deviant that can just squat butt to the ground without a warm up. But most of the people that are watching this channel probably need to warm up before squatting anyway. And I like to do some narrow squats. So here's our standard air squat. I like to get a little bit more narrow and then go ahead and do squats with your knees together. So that's how I like to get a bit warm. And I am warm right now because I got done with a workout before I recorded this video. So tip number 1, use your other foot to help support the leg you're doing a pistol on. So you actually put your foot behind your other foot to do this. So we get right there, come down into that single leg squat, and stand back up. Switch legs, foot goes behind the ankle, and back up. And what that does is a couple of things. 1, like it helps me keep balanced. 2, it provides a little bit of support and stability so that this pistol squat leg isn't feeling 100% of my body weight on that leg. I also like to do these as part of my warm-up. Cool. Tip number 2, grab your sandbag. Do single leg squats to a target. So you actually allow yourself to descend down, sit down on an object, stand back up. If you have a workout that has pistol squats in it, you're not quite there yet, this is a really good alternative. Great way to progress towards doing pistol squats. So you stand as close as you can to that object and bring up that front foot, come down to the object, stand back up. Other foot, down, stand back up. I'm okay if you sit down on the sandbag and stand back up. If we're thinking about this as training, you actually want to really slow down the descent, that eccentric movement for that pistol squat to build strength up for pistols. You can also make that target lower and lower. Right now I've got a sandbag. Maybe next time I do it to 2 45-pound plates, then a 45-pound plate plus a 25, maybe just a 45-pound plate. If you're doing it to a single 45-pound plate, you can do pistols. Tip number 3, hold your foot. This is something that I like to do, and it actually just changed how I did pistols. I found that when I did pistol squats, I would actually start to like cramp up in my hip flexor on the foot that was out in front. It was like this double workout, and I found myself getting off balance. Holding that front foot helps me to stay balanced in that frontal plane. It also helps me keep my heel off the ground in front of me because I'm just, for whatever reason, not super strong holding my leg up. I don't know. So try this. Grab that foot. Pistol squat. Done. Grab that foot. Bonus tip, do pistol squats in multiples on one leg. In practice, I like to go back and forth on pistol squats. It helps me find this like rhythm and this balance. It's just great, shifts my weight. But what I found in competition, they'll have you do something like 5 pistol squats on one leg and then 5 pistol squats on the other leg. And that requires a whole new level of balance and control on the pistol squats. So when you're practicing it, maybe even practicing it down to a target, go 5 on one leg, then 5 on the other leg. That one thing cost me a little bit at the CrossFit Games this year. I was ready. Bring pistols. Let's do it. 5 on each leg. How hard can that be? Turns out it's really hard. I could not balance on my left foot. My right leg, which is typically a harder leg for me to do pistols on, I was a rock star. My left leg, it was so aggravating. I was in the Coliseum. It was our first event in there. All the people are watching, and Grubb can't do a pistol squat in a gymnastics workout. Bonus tip. Practice that so that doesn't happen. Believe me, I've been practicing, and I'm getting better to my competitors out there. I can kind of do pistols on one leg without falling over. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you have certain movements you'd like a handful of tips on, leave those in the comments below. I love doing videos like this. And if you're a Masters athlete looking for excellent, smart programming designed for Masters athletes by a Masters athlete, check out my Boulder Athlete program. The link is in the description below. And remember, guys, your best days are ahead of you. Get bolder, not older. See ya.